What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I am finally here with my full card predictions for UFC 304, Edwards versus Muhammad. Now, as per usual, guys, if you're looking for timestamps, scroll down to the comments. They should be nowhere because I don't do fucking timestamps on the channel, yeah? Watch the video, all right, man? We're going to do the early prelims, the main card. I'm going to put you guys on, and I'm going to tell you why Belal Muhammad and Curtis Blades are going to win the belt this week. All right, dude. Let's go to the early prelims, though. What do we got? Hell, Sean O'Bannon on the card, dude. Where's Modestas Bukowski? Oh, he's got moved. Okay. First fight of the night, we got Sean O'Bannon versus, what the fuck is this chick's name? Alice Ardeleine. 9-5. Jesus Christ. You guys make fun of me for my record, bro. You guys make fun of me for my Muay Thai record. This chick is 9-5 in the UFC. Come on, what are we doing here, man? I'm picking Sean O'Bannon to win this fight. She's fighting an absolute can crusher. I mean, Bannon's a can crusher as well, but she has a reach advantage. She's younger. She's actually fought in the UFC, and she's had a training camp for this fight. So if she loses, pack it up, bro. But yeah, I think she's going to get this one done by decision. Next fight, we got MMA Guru versus Lucas Bursky. This is a crazy fight here, man. This is a high-level heavyweight. Mick Parkin, dude, this guy's a fucking problem. Mick Parkin's a real problem at heavyweight, man. This guy's a serious problem at the buffet, dude. Okay. I love people hyping this guy up, dude. He's literally just a fat British guy. I do think he's going to win this matchup. I'm going to pick Mick Parkin by decision. I'm not going to overthink this too much. This is one of those fights that, you know, you could see a fraud check occurring. You could see an upset victory because it's heavyweight. And Lucas Bursky did win his last fight against Walter Walker, the caveman. So, listen, bro, he's coming off a good win. Mick Parkin's undefeated. He's in the UK. He's got a slight reach advantage. He's a little bit more technical. I think he's going to get this one done. But I do believe that this guy is going to get blob checked very, very soon. 120 kilos. Jesus Christ, bro. Hit the fucking gym. Let's move on, though. We got Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosby. What a great matchup this one. I'm going to go with Sam Patterson by submission. Kiefer Crosby got absolutely smoked by Kevin Jousset. I know Kevin Jousset is a pretty good prospect in the welterweight division. He's a good fighter. Trains with Izzy. Obviously, I ran into him when I had my incident at City Kickboxing. Real ones know. But listen, bro, I just think Sam Patterson with the reach advantage, he's going to be able to use his jab. He's going to be able to play long. And Kiefer Crosby's going to have to be super aggressive if he wants to get on the inside with his boxing. And I just feel like, I'm just going to be real here. This guy is a fucking lightweight. This guy's a borderline featherweight fighting at welterweight. Sam Patterson tried to fight at lightweight, got absolutely Jalen Turned. And I think he's going to be able to use his range here. I think he's going to get a takedown when Kiefer Crosby tries to rush him. And I think he's going to submit him probably round 2, like mid-round 2, maybe early round 2. I'm going to say Sam Patterson gets a submission in this one. I don't really rate Kiefer Crosby in terms of his his overall game. I think he's got power. I think he's a little bit explosive, but he's too small for welterweight. And I think that's going to be a bit of a factor here against a grappler and a guy that has a really big like reach advantage over him as well. So yeah, I'm going to pick Sam Patterson. I'm not going to overthink that too much. Headlining the early prelims. What the fuck is this? What are we doing? We've got Muhammad Makayev versus Manel Kape on the early prelims. I know they just had a fight at the fucking at the hotel. Apparently, they were trying to both get into the playpen at the same time at the hotel. They ran into each other. There was a huge scuffle over the last, building blocks in the play area for these two flyweights. But seriously, dude, all jokes aside, this is a very high level matchup. I'm actually very excited for this fight. I believe Makayev is the favorite. I know a lot of people really like Manel Kape, me included. I think he's pretty cool. Dude, I'm not picking Manel Kape. I'm going to pick Muhammad Makayev by decision. I think he's going to have a decent performance in this matchup because Manel Kape is explosive. He is dangerous, but he doesn't have the highest fight IQ. He's going to be scary early on for Makayev, but I think Makayev's going to use his frame. He's going to use his size. He is a very, very high-level grappler. He's not as bad on the feet as people make him out to be. I do think he's going to plot armor his way to a win in this one. I think he's going to be able to get the takedowns early on. And maybe we see Manel Kape have some success at the end of round 1 after he gets back up and the crowd kind of goes crazy. The round 1, I think, is going to be very entertaining. It's going to be very skittish for Makayev. I think in round 2 and 3, we've seen Makayev as the guy that thrives in the clutch. Sometimes it makes him look bad, but I think that's one of the best characteristics to have in MMA. Leon Edwards is the same as well. Leon Edwards is a guy that can be losing a fight and win late, right? Or clutch up in round 5 if the fight is close. Muhammad Mokaev can also clutch the fuck up. He can activate his takeover. He can get that last-minute submission. I'm going to say Muhammad Mokaev wins this one by decision. Probably wins round 2 and 3. But I'm feeling like he'll have a decently good performance. Like, it's only up from here after that fucking Alex Perez performance. You know what I'm saying, dude? So, I know people are kind of making the argument that Manel Kape would beat Alex Perez. I agree. But I think in terms of the matchup, we just have to talk about their style. And I think Muhammad Mokaev has the style to smudge Manel Kape, take him down when he makes mistakes, get to the hips when Manel Kape's trying to take his fucking head off, because there's a lot of beef here. You know Manel Kape's going to come out swinging. And if Manel Kape wins, Jesus Christ, get your hand ready to mute the microphone, Zoo, because this guy will go off on the UK. All right, man? I'm picking Muhammad Mokaev, though. So these are my picks for the early prelims. I've got Mokaev, I've got Patterson, I've got Parkin, I've got Sean O'Bannon. I feel like I just selected fucking B. They're not even headlining the early Oh my fucking God. Oh, bro, I did not realize they're not even headlining the prelims, bro. Oh my God, these guys are jobbers, dude. All right, main event of the early prelims, we got fucking Oban Elliott over here versus Preston Parsons. I'm going to pick Oban Elliott by decision. I know that Preston Parsons is the favorite in this matchup. He's coming off a pretty good win against Mr. Coinflip, Matthew Semmelsberger, but dude, it's Matthew Semmelsberger. I think Oban Elliott would also beat Matthew Semmelsberger because he's not a complete coin flip fighter. I don't rate Elliott stand-up. I don't think he's necessarily a crazy fighter in any sort of aspect of the game. But this is going to be a majority grappling. Like, the thing about Preston Parsons, you guys, he's a grappler. He's a wrestler. He's going to come in and try and take you down with the double leg. He's going to try and hold you down. And I think that Oban Elliott's going to be able to out-scramble him in this matchup. He's going to probably end up on top, end up on the back a couple of times. And I think if you're able to out-scramble a big, explosive, pretty decent regional guy in Val Woodburn, who, almost rocked him as well. Like, he got through a lot of adversity in that fight. It's not like he's just crushing cans and we haven't seen him fight anybody, like, dangerous. I'm not saying Val Woodburn's this high-level elite fighter, but he is dangerous. And, Oban Elliott was able to hurt him as well. Was able to control him in the grappling, completely shut him down in the wrestling. I think he's going to be able to use all of those skills that we saw and out-scramble Preston Parsons. I think he's going to win a decision, probably 29-28. It's going to be a close fight just based on the way that these guys fight. No damage is being dished out in this matchup, but yeah, I'm going to say Oban Elliott gets one done by decision. These are my picks for the early prelims. I've got Oban. Yeah, okay, I've selected B on the exam 5 fucking times. I don't feel good about that, but I'm not going to change my picks based on where they're placed on the card. I think the best upset on this lineup is probably Manel Kape or Lucas Bursky, personally. Let's move on, though, to the prelims. Pretty excited about this one. Oh, yeah, man. This is a great matchup in the light heavyweight division. We got Modestas Bekowski versus, what's this guy's name? Marcin Prachnio. Marcin Prachnio, still in the UFC. God bless this guy, man. God bless him, brother. I'm going to pick Modestas Bukauskas. I'm going to pick Budauskas because the thing about Budauskas is people will try and overthink this matchup. The reason I'm laughing is just because like this is such a matchup that you can like overthink and be like, I don't know, dude, Marcin Prachnio is actually pretty good. I'm just going to pick Budauskas to win this one because Marcin Prachnio is a complete jobber in the light heavyweight division. His most recent wins are Devin Clark. Come on, dude. All right. And who else? Devin Clark got smoked by Anthony Smith. I'm just letting you know that. And just smoked by Ion Cutelaba as well. Completely dominated by Ion Cutelaba. Right? I know it's not about MMA math, but it does kind of matter. Marcin Prachnio also beat William Knight, who controller literally unplugged in the middle of the fight. But Modestas Bukauskas, I can at least say, you know what? He beat Tyson Pedro. You know what I'm saying, dude? He's beating slightly higher level competition. Right? He's beating guys near the bottom of the ranking. He's beating guys near the top 15 like Tyson Pedro, Zach Pauga. He was near the top of the rankings because he just lost to Bogdan Guskov and he got to fight Ryan Spann. So I think Bukauskas is fighting slightly better competition. Marcin Prachnio, this guy's just a complete jobber at light heavyweight. He is a decent kickboxer, but he has zero grappling. Modestas Bukauskas is a little bit more well-rounded. I think he's going to get this one done by decision. Maybe he gets a finish. He's had a couple of good wins on the regional scene to get back to the UFC. Yeah, I'm going to pick Modestas Bukauskas, bro. He's going to get this one done. Let's move on. Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley, man. Flyweight legend Jake Hadley here. He's going to take on Cowlin Loughran. All right, now this is a great matchup at bantamweight. I believe this is short notice for Jake Hadley. I'm going to pick Cowlin Loughran to win this one by decision. I think he's going to be the bigger guy. He's going to have slightly better cardio, more prep time. I trust him to make better decisions in the fight because I've seen Jake Hadley fumble in fights. I've seen him give up in fights. I've seen Cowlin Loughran not do those things as much. So I'm going to pick Cowlin Loughran to win this one with the training advantage, more time to prepare, bigger guy. He's actually a bantamweight. Jake Hadley's a flyweight. And yeah, bro, I think this is a pretty rough matchup for Jake Hadley, but I do have a weird feeling he might win this fight. I don't know why. I'm just getting those vibes, but I'm going to trust Cowlin Loughran, but I'm going to be real here. There is a chance for a Jake Hadley upset. No logical reason behind it. I'm not going to try and lie to you guys and be a fake genius of the sport. And be like, dude, the outside foot position of Jake Hadley here. I'm not going into that, but I just have a weird feeling he might win this. I'm going to pick Cowlin Loughran though. Let's move on. Oh my fucking god, I got to sit through Molly McCann, bro. Molly McCann, lad, you know yourself, lad. Mate, well in, lad. You know yourself. Molly, I'm on the fucking prelims, lad. I'm going to pick Molly McCann. Every time I see her reach and her record, I just start laughing to myself, bro. But I am going to pick her because this is WMMA. And I'm going to be completely 100% real with you guys here. Cannot think of a single Bruna Brazil fight I've ever seen in me fucking life. Cannot think of a single fight I've seen from this woman ever. Molly McCann does pretty well when she's in the UK, when she's fighting random women auto-generated by the UFC to lose to her. She actually can KO people, which is very impressive in women's MMA as well. She's improved her grappling, I will say that, from getting mogged by Erin Blanchfield and Julia Stoliarenko. She did look good in her last fight in the grappling. And I know it's Diana Belbita, but still, like, in WMMA, it's such a coin flip that I think any marginal improvement that you can see from a fighter is worth noting. And I think Molly McCann seems to be a little bit more well-rounded now. She's already a dangerous striker. She's already got the home field advantage, which is probably going to help her in terms of her preparation. So she is a very mentally kind of affected fighter. Like, she was talking about how this was a really hard camp for her, but she bounced back, right? I think the same thing's going to be going for Paddy Pimblett. I'll talk about that soon. Yeah, I'm going to go Molly McCann by round 2, round 3 KO. I think she's going to have a decent performance in this matchup. Please just don't give her a fucking replica UFC belt like last time. I will never get over when she won that fight. I think it was Luana Carolina, bro. She hits a spinning elbow. They hand her a UFC belt like she's like a Make-A-Wish kid, dude. Come on, man. Don't give her the fucking belt, dude. She's unranked, all right? But listen, I like Molly McCann. I think she's going to win. Main event of the prelims. What a competitive matchup this is. Nathaniel Wood, Daniel Pineda, bro. This guy's still in the... Okay. It was great prelims, man. I'm not complaining. This is better than fucking last week. I'm not complaining. I'm going to pick Nathaniel Wood. I feel like if Daniel Pineda wins, it's a fluke. I'm not going to lie to you here, dude. I'm just going to be straight up with you. Nathaniel Wood's going to win. He's just the better fighter all around. I feel like I'd be insulting your intelligence trying to be like, listen, dude, Daniel Pineda's got pretty good power. He's pretty explosive. He's dangerous guy. No. No. I fucking refuse. I'm picking Nathaniel Wood. If Daniel Pineda wins, it's a fucking fluke. I'm going to be real. The fact that he lost to Naimov used to be really concerning to me, and then I remembered, oh wait, never mind, it was a robbery. It's all good, dude. I think Nathaniel Wood's gonna win. I don't think much of I don't rate him too highly as a prospect, but I just think he's a little bit better than just an apex legend like Daniel Pineda who just gets given to random featherweights. Like, here you go, here's a bounce back win at featherweight. We'll put you in the apex. This one's on a pay-per-view. Maybe it changes Pineda's skill set, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Nathaniel Wood. All right, so my picks for the prelims, I got Wood, McCann, Loughran, Bukauskas. I've got Muhammad Makayev. I've got, what else? Who else are the jabronis on this? Oban Elliott, Sam Patterson, Mick Parkin, Shauna Banan. All right. Let's talk about this fucking main card, boys. I'm fucking excited. This is actually a sick main card. Opening it up, we've got Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. Now, my brain is telling me, my CTE-riddled brain is telling me that Arnold Allen is faster. He's more well-rounded. He's physically stronger. He's been a little bit more active. Well, actually, a lot more active. He's been very active. He's been fighting great levels of competition. A lot of people would argue that he was clearly going to beat Calvin Kattar, whereas Giga Chikadze got completely marauded by Calvin Kattar. I do think Arnold Allen's going to win. I'm going to pick Arnold Allen by decision because I believe, like I said, he's more well-rounded. I think he can mix up the wrestling. He doesn't usually do it, but I know that he can because he's just an athletic, good fighter. He's pretty good in high-paced exchanges, which is really good for him. You can see him against Max Holloway, who's pretty fast. He's able to kind of trade in the pocket and land good shots. Same against Dan Hooker. I know he was moving in slow motion in that fight, but you could see the speed of Allen was a really big factor in that matchup. I do think he's going to catch a nasty head kick or two during the fight. I do think his defense is a little bit sus sometimes, and he kind of relies on just being a bit of a tank and just fucking walking forward and getting after you. I think Arnold Allen overall is going to have the bigger moments in the fight. I think he's going to land elbows on the break. I think he's going to be mixing up the takedowns, getting a hold of the clinch, landing big knees to the body, looking for outside trips on Giga Chikadze. I do worry about Giga Chikadze's power. I do think he's going to land some big shots. Like I said, I do see Allen catching a nasty head kick or two upside the fucking dome. But yeah, I'm going to say Arnold Allen wins this fight based on the fact that he was very competitive with Max Holloway. He's been more active. He really, really needs this win. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. I know people cried robbery against Movsar Evloev. Movsar Evloev won that fight. Completely different matchup here. I agree that Arnold Allen is the better fighter. I think he deserves to be near the top 5 of the division. Giga Chikadze's solid number 7 or 8 in the division. His power is going to be a big factor in this, but outside of that, Arnold Allen's a really tough fucking guy. He's in great shape. Going to be able to mix things up. He's bigger. He has a kind of a low stance as well, which kind of helps him kind of avoid that body kick. His elbows are going to be quite close to his body. I'm going to say Arnold Allen wins this one 30-27, maybe 29-28. Has a bit of a scare. I'm going to say Arnold Allen wins this one, similar to like a Paulo Costa, Robert Whittaker type fight. That's my prediction for this. All right. Let me move on. Christian Leroy Duncan, all right, versus Gregory Rodriguez. This is a very exciting matchup. I'm very, very much looking forward to this. I think the reason they put this on the card is because they looked at the main event and went, oh yeah, fuck, we put that as the main event. We better have something good on this main card. You guys are going to be awake at fucking 5 a.m. But seriously though, all jokes aside, this is a really tough fight to pick. I'm not going to lie, man. This entire main card, I was talking to Lucas Tracy about this. The entire main card is borderline coin flip. Like the entirety of the main card, in my opinion, is very close odds, very pick'em level fights. I don't think there's any shame in people getting some of these fights wrong. I'm just going to say that right now. Guys, all right, don't be too mean to Lucas when Leon Edwards gets 50-45 by Bilal. This is a hard fight. This is a hard fight card to predict, guys. But listen, man, all jokes aside, I'm going to pick Christian Leroy Duncan. I think that compared to the way Gregory Rodriguez fights, he's a lot more composed. He's a lot more tactical, especially early on. He has a really noticeable reach advantage. And he does have the power to KO Gregory Rodriguez. Like, CLD is a dangerous, dangerous guy. Gregory Rodriguez, obviously, he's guns blazing. He's always aggressive. He's always dangerous. He's looking for a finish. He has a very scary style. Like, he is a terrible matchup for most guys at middleweight. Right? I think the slight composure of CLD is going to be able to make a difference here because I do notice that Gregory Rodriguez gets hurt. He has shaky moments in his fights before he wins. Like, round 1 is usually the worst round for Gregory Rodriguez. He's getting rocked. He's getting cut open. He's having bad moments, and then he kind of rallies back into it. Even against Brad Tavares, better performance, close fight through 1 and 2. Then round 3, he goes, all right, fuck this. I need to finish this fight, right? So if this fight hits round 2 or 3, I think it favors Gregory Rodriguez, and I think he's going to find a finish. But I'm just going to say that round 1, Christian Leroy Duncan's going to have a super composed. He's going to have a technical performance. And I think he's going to chin him near the end of round 1. I'm going to say CLD by round 1 KO. I think he's going to be a little bit more composed. He's going to use his speed. He's going to use his reach advantage. He's going to use his range control. And I think he's going to have a very composed performance and kind of make people very surprised with the type of finish that he's going to get. I think it's going to be a nasty round 1 KO for CLD. But I'm fucking excited for this fight regardless of the outcome. Let's move on, boys. Featured fight. Mate, you know yourself, lad. I'm fucking starving, lad. After I beat fucking Bobby Queen Green, lad, I'm gonna eat a fucking cheeseburger. You know your fucking self, lad. I'm picking never mind. I'm picking Paddy Pimblett, dude. I'm picking Paddy Pimblett. I know that everyone's picking Bobby Green. Oh, Bobby Green, he's so dangerous. Bobby Green by KO, dude. Who the fuck has Bobby Green KO'd except for a fluke over Grant Dawson? I don't like calling things fluke. But I feel like most people would say that Bobby Green is not necessarily a KO artist. I feel like that's pretty agreeable. I would also say that most people can agree that getting stopped badly, like badly, by Jalen Turner, Drew Dober, back-to-back, very recently apart from each other, also having all of this experience in the UFC where he's been knocked out multiple times. He's been fighting for such a long time. He's 38 years old, about to be. Whereas Paddy Pimblett, he does have a good chin. He hasn't taken as much damage. He has been, he's had time recovering from the injury in the Jared Gordon fight to kind of get better. And people talk about the Jared Gordon fights. Bobby Green was losing to Jared Gordon a little bit more definitively than Paddy Pimblett, in my opinion. I think the fact that the Paddy Pimblett fight was so close is also kind of indicative of Jared Gordon's level. People kind of try and shit on Paddy Pimblett for that when he's injured. What about Jared Gordon making it so close with a guy with 1 foot who has terrible boxing defense? Make no mistake about this. I'm not saying Paddy Pimblett's this insane high-level fighter. You don't know Paddy Pimblett like me, son. Just saying, is Bobby Green really that good that you think he's going to absolutely demolish Paddy Pimblett, who has a crazy chin, who is big for lightweight, who has knockout power, probably more power than Bobby Green in his hands, plus the kicking game, plus the fact that Bobby Green's been chinned multiple times in the past 2 years, plus the fact when he's fighting Jim Miller, he's getting rocked by everything Jim Miller hits him with, literally getting jelly-legged by Jim Miller every time they make contact. Like, seriously, I know that was a great performance from Bobby Green, but there was still a lot of moments where I thought, oh, fuck, he just got hurt. Oh, my God, he's hurt. I don't see Paddy Pimblett getting rocked like that. I don't see Paddy Pimblett getting dropped by Tony Ferguson the way that Bobby Green did. That didn't happen. He almost finished Tony Ferguson with his hands. Holy fuck, pause. Bobby Green did not have a KO moment against Tony Ferguson, right? And people shit on Paddy Pimblett for beating Tony Ferguson, but they bring up the Bobby Green versus Tony fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like there's a lot of hypocrisies going into people's perception of this matchup. And I do agree that it's a tough matchup for Paddy Pimblett. It's going to be hard for him to wrestle. I think he's going to have to clinch him against the fence. That's what I think he's going to do, is use the fence and use body locks and use trips like judo trips and stuff like that. But I think in the striking as well, people are kind of underestimating his ability to hurt Bobby Green. And that's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to say Paddy Pimblett out-damages Bobby Green in round 1. Maybe rocks him, maybe drops him, has a good moment against him. The thing about the way this fight plays out as well, if Paddy Pimblett drops Bobby Green the way that he dropped Tony Ferguson, I don't think Bobby Green survives that. Like, his chin is not as good. So I'm going to say either a round 1 KO for Paddy Pimblett, or he wins a close decision. He's going to win round 1 and round 2. Round 3, Bobby Green will probably win because of the cardio advantage that he has. He's very hard to take down. He is good at defending shots for the most part. But when he gets touched, it's really bad for him. And I think people are going to cry robbery. That's my prediction for this. Paddy Pimblett will win this fight either by emphatic finish in round 1, or if Bobby Green survives to round 2, probably going to be a decision. People are going to cry robbery. That's just the nature of the beast. But yeah, I'm picking Paddy Pimblett. And I hate to be this guy, but if this is a close fight in the UK, who do you think the judges are giving the fight to? Just let me know in the comments. I would love to know. People picking Bobby Green. If this goes to a close decision in the UK, do you seriously think they're going to give it to Bobby Green? No, brother. No. All right. Co-main event, boys. Co-main event. I really, really need to stress that I am biased in this match. I'm rooting for Curtis Blaydes. Curtis Blaydes is a cool fucking dude. I've talked to the guy. He's one of my favorite fighters before I even talked to him. He's a cool guy. Like, I would be rooting for him regardless. I'm not trying to go full guru DDP here. I just think Tom Aspinall's like so fucking good, bro. Like, these are the 2 best heavyweights in the division, in my opinion. I think these 2 are better than Volkov. I think these 2 are more well-rounded than Gane. Like, Gane is a great striker, but I think if Curtis Blaydes gets a hold of him, he finishes him. Right? I think Tom Aspinall would beat Cyril Gane. I think these 2 are this is the heavyweight title. These are the 2 best heavyweights in the division. I just think that the way that Tom Aspinall fights is such a bad matchup for Curtis Blaydes. And I think Curtis Blaydes has a chance here to upset this fight because he's got fast hands, right? He has a good chin despite all the memes. He was able to outbox Sergey Pavlovich at times during their fight. I know people only see the finish of that, but he was landing great shots against Sergey Pavlovich. He got rocked and he wrestled a bit too late in that fight. Hey, you guys saw the rant I did on him. I'm not trying to glaze him here. It's going to be hard for him to take down Tom Aspinall. That's my only worry in this matchup. It's going to be hard for him to take him down. I do think if he gets him on his back, it's going to be very interesting because we haven't seen Aspinall off his back. And I think if he takes him down, it's going to be a big effect on Aspinall's cardio because he doesn't get put in those positions in fights, right? I honestly think Aspinall is going to wrestle in this matchup. I think Curtis Blades is going to be fast with the hands. He's got underrated defense striking. I know that sounds funny. He's got 60% significant strike defense. He's got the threat of the takedown. He does have good hand speed. You could see it in the first fight that they had for that short time that it lasted, right? So I think Blades is going to be sharp on the feet. I think he's going to land good shots. I think Aspinall's going to be looking for leg kicks more than anything. Maybe he tries the 1-2. I think Blades is going to be a little bit more elusive than people expect. But I think that the 32% takedown defense for Curtis Blades is a big problem. I think Tom Aspinall is probably going to time a nice takedown on Curtis Blades when the striking is not going as good as people think. Because people kind of, rate Tom Aspinall as this insane striker. Really, his best attribute is his wrestling and his jiu-jitsu. And the way that Curtis Blades was taken down by Jailton Almeida, the fact that he has 32% takedown defense, I think that Tom Aspinall is going to find a takedown attempt on him. He's going to find maybe a arm triangle late in round 1, maybe early round 2. I think it's going to be a little bit more patient to start the fight just because of how the first one went. They're going to let it ride a little bit longer. But I think eventually Tom Aspinall is going to time a takedown. And I think he's going to find like a head and arm choke, similar to Islam Makhachev versus Drew Dober. Maybe he finds like a Kimura or something like that. I think Aspinall's submission threat is just so dangerous. But yeah, I will say this. I think Curtis Blades is going to have the type of performance on the feet, especially, where people go, dude, low-key, Jones actually beats Aspinall, dude. I'm not going to lie. Dude, if Aspinall strikes like this against Jones, he's getting knocked out. Like, I think Blades will have moments that make the Jones Glazers think he can beat Aspinall. That's my opinion on this. Again, I am rooting for Curtis Blades, but I think Aspinall's going to find a submission in this fight. Just from what I saw in the Jailton Almeida fight, I can't let my bias affect my actual prediction for the fight. But make no mistake, I am 100% rooting for Curtis Blades in this fight. He's my boy, man. Main event. Speaking of Bilal, remember the name. Leon Edwards in that fucking elevator was so awkward, dude. But listen, bro. I really want to pick Bilal Muhammad. I really, really, really want to pick Bilal Muhammad because I rewatched Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington. I watched Gilbert Burns versus Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad has great body kicks. He has much higher output than Leon Edwards, right? Even against a guy with real knockout power, which I don't think Leon Edwards is the same level of power as Gilbert Burns. Leon Edwards never dropped Kamaru Usman outside of the head kick. Gilbert Burns did immediately, right? We've seen Gilbert Burns knock people out with one singular punch at lightweight. We've seen him hurt, Hamzat Chimaev at welterweight as well. I think Bilal Muhammad has good output. Leon Edwards, not as much. He's more of a, sniper. He's more of a low output, high accuracy type of fighter. And he does slow down as the fight goes on. That Colby Covington performance was fucking atrocious. I'm sorry. I know that when you look at the skill set and you look at some of the performances of Leon Edwards, people are saying, oh, Leon Edwards is levels above Bilal Muhammad. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I do not believe that Leon Edwards is levels above Bilal Muhammad. I think he has shown flashes of it, but I don't think he fights to that level if he is. Because when you watch Leon Edwards fight, he's slowing down against Colby Covington, who has zero output. He's getting hurt by Nate Diaz in the boxing. He's getting rocked by Kamaru Usman at his worst in that third fight. And I think Leon Edwards is a great fighter. His leg kicks are going to be a big factor in this matchup. Bilal Muhammad does not really check leg kicks. But Bilal Muhammad does advance forward with boxing, which does work against Leon Edwards. Straight punches do work against Leon Edwards. Bilal Muhammad's stance switching is going to be a big factor as well, making it hard for Leon Edwards to read him. Bilal Muhammad's going to mix in the wrestling. He's physical. He's strong. He's fucking huge. Look at the shape of this guy right now. I just think with everything in mind, like the fact that this is the biggest fight of Bilal Muhammad's career, the stance switching, the output, the underrated defense, like he has that Khabib kind of arm defense where it looks bad, but he's actually like deflecting a lot of shots. I think for the people saying Leon Edwards outclasses Bilal, he's a level above him, I just don't believe that. I think Bilal Muhammad is a totally different fighter than where Colby and Usman were when they fought Leon. I really believe that, man, because he has different confidence. He has different cardio. He has different skills to both of those guys. I don't think he's better all time than those guys, but he's in his prime now. Like, he is in his prime. He is at the best form of himself right now. Whereas you can agree that both of those guys were kind of just past their prime when they fought Leon Edwards. I think a lot of people are really overrating Leon Edwards and underrating Bilal Muhammad. I think based on damage, Leon Edwards you know, his accuracy is very high. He's 53% strike accuracy. He's quite low output, but like I said, he shoots a lot of shots that are intended to hit. Bilal Muhammad will throw volume. It doesn't really mind if it hits you or if it doesn't. He wants to wear you out and push the pace. I think based on how these guys fight, this is probably going to go to a decision. And I think Leon Edwards is going to get gifted the decision based on damage. I do believe he causes more physical damage. He has bigger moments. The crowd's going to react more to what Leon Edwards does. But I really do want to pick Bilal Muhammad, but I'm going to just, you know, ride with the favorite. I'm going to ride with the hometown advantage. I'm going to ride with the champion, Leon Edwards, by decision. But I do believe Bilal Muhammad is actually going to be a really tough fight for him. And I think people are going to realize that, you know, the memes are one thing, but this guy's actually an elite fucking welterweight. Like, I really believe that, dude. And if Leon Edwards beats him convincingly, that is the best win in his past 3 fights. Like, if he beats Bilal Muhammad convincingly, that is the best win of his like championship run, in my opinion, based on the resume of the guy, the activity, the fact that the guy is in his prime, not coming off a fucking head kick KO, not coming off a giant layoff after fighting Jorge Masvidal with no intent to fight whatsoever. Like, Bilal Muhammad is coming to fight, and I think it's going to be a big difference and a big shock to the systems of Leon Edwards. But yeah, these are my predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments down below, guys. Like I said, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm fucking rooting for Bilal Muhammad and Curtis Blaydes. I'm going to be doing a live stream during this pay-per-view, so come watch the fights with me, bro, because you're going to see my reaction when Bilal Muhammad 50-42s Leon Edwards and proves me wrong and proves me right at the same time. But yeah, stay tuned for all that shit. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for 40k subscribers as well. I really appreciate that. Yeah, drop a like. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bedtime MMA. I will see you guys at the Fight Companion. Goodbye.